All right, my friends, gather round. It's time for another fireside chat in a new location with an artificial fire, but the same wonderful discussions. And lately, I've been pondering the question of whether humans and humanity are meant to have access to the amount of information and news that we have access to in the current age that we live in. For all of civilization, pretty much, it took days, weeks, sometimes months to get information and news. Now, in the current age that we live in, we can get news instantaneously from the other side of the world, literally as it's happening. And so I've been pondering this question on whether or not that's actually a good thing for us. Now, this is obviously a very nuanced discussion that I'm distilling into a 3 to 4 minute video of my opinion. There are pluses and minuses to this evolution and the speed up of how fast information travels. But just to kind of give some context into the lens that I was viewing this question through, I've had a couple discussions over the past month or so with friends, specifically around the topic of the importance of maintaining our nervous systems and tending to our own nervous system regulation and how important that is in our day-to-day lives. That's something I've been considering quite a bit for myself as I take inventory of the changes and things that have been moving in my life. Is how am I best able to take care of my nervous system? Because if you're not doing that, then how are you showing up in the world? And so I mention all that because that's the lens that I'm looking through this question of, are we meant to have the amount of information that we have access to? The amount of news and media content that we have access to? I can't help but see a direct correlation between the amount of information, news, media consumed and nervous system dysregulation for myself and others in society at large. In the age of the 24/7 news cycle, there's been a direct link established between the amount of news consumption and the amount of emotional disorders or dysregulation. It's even been given a convenient name for us, headline stress disorder, so that we know what to call it and label it. And this needing to stay connected to news and information, it can suck energy out of us if we're not careful, if we don't take time to disconnect. So what can we do? What can we do in this age where we are expected to know something about everything and have an informed opinion about everything? And if you don't have one, you're somehow clueless or misinformed. So how can we find balance? I think first, the most important step is to detox every once in a while. Take a break from screens, from consuming stuff, and just detach. Go out in nature, go for walks, meditate, do whatever. But maybe do an entire weekend of no screens, or even just a day if a whole weekend is too much. But really being mindful of your screen time, doing supportive self-care maintenance, whatever that looks like for you. It can be doing yoga, it can be going for hikes, it can be biking, whatever. Reading a book, whatever that looks like for you. Doing something that doesn't involve screens and consuming media and content and really unplugging is a huge gift. Ultimately, when it comes down to it, the best thing that we can do for ourselves and our immediate family and community is to move through the world in as grounded and centered a way of being as possible. Moving through the world with a regulated nervous system is not just a gift for yourself. It's a gift for everybody else, and creates change just by the energy that you bring into spaces. All right, my friends, if you have any comments, ideas, thoughts, things that you want to share around this question of, is humanity meant to have access to so much information the way we do now? Feel free to drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. And until next time, be well, my friends.